muscles.
They're here to stay, guys.
It is. Yeah. It's an Anchor Arm Show again. Back to back Anchor Arm Show. You found us once again. Shoot the Gap. Fantasy football focused show. Spanning the generation gap in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, but we're missing our 30s. So it's just the young and the old here, man. Yeah, so I am your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin. And it's my pleasure to introduce Connor, the Gut, Marshall. How you doing, my brother?
I'm still breathing.
Have you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
I love that movie.
Yeah, you look like Pedro after he shaved his head. You know, he didn't want everybody to see his hair. That's what you look like.
Hey man, Pedro was the coolest guy in the movie.
Oh, he was, dude. He was pretty
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah. I don't know, but Uncle Rico's pretty awesome. Yeah, in fact, I think Dallas could actually use Uncle Rico. You know, there's a lot
Denver.
of Yeah, Denver. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go, dude. Denver could have used Uncle Rico. But how was your Thanksgiving, by the way, man? Before we get started, just want to hear. How
Well,
was it, man?
It was a mixed bag because, like I said on Saturday, I started Duke Johnson, so I was happy about that. But
Yeah, that was
I picked up the Texans defense and sat them and started the Cowboys instead. So God was judging me for believing in the Cowboys. That's the moral of the story. Never trust the Cowboys for anything, or
Yeah,
God
but
will smite you.
We were texting the whole time, man, and you were like, "Man, I'm so glad I didn't start the Texans defense."
And then
Dang it! I
JJ
wish I
Watt.
would.
Yeah,
It's like,
well, I
dang
didn't
it.
know JJ Watt was gonna go vintage Watt mode.
Dude, that was awesome, man.
It was.
You know, yeah, and that was the thing we were talking about. Is like, you know, as fantasy football, you know, you see things through different lenses, and so you're not able to enjoy, you know, the beauty of something special that's happened. And dude, and seeing JJ do that one more time, because you know he's not going to be here next year. You know, he's going to a contender next year. He's not going to be here. You know, and so it was great to see, man. Great to see. Great for the city of Houston. But as you guys know, as we just said, we are based out of the city of Houston. And so this actually be a good time for us to thank our supporters of the show. And I'm going to start with the Pride of Sunnyside, a location here in Houston, the local radio station, the High Volume Music Radio, man. So, yeah, make sure and download the app. You can find shows like Andrea B's Vocal Sounds, the Business Knowledge Broker Show, the Soul Brothers Show, What's on Your Mind with Aunt Boogie, Blame It on the Boogie, and, of course, our show. And make sure and go check them out online, too, highvolumemusicradio.com. You'll be happy that you did. Who's our other supporter, Connor?
Yeah. You know it's time for the Sports Host app. Plug in the premier global sports community app. One of the really cool things about it is everyone that's on the Sports Host app is really enthusiastic and they're really plugged in. This isn't the type of app that people are half-assing it on. Everyone on there is real nice, especially the developers. And if you get on there and you show enthusiasm, they'll probably notice you and they might offer you a job. That's what happened with me. Try it out.
Nice. All right, man. All right. So, and everybody, as you guys are watching the show, you know, if you're entertained by two generational beefheads just bantering about, you know, please, Connor, what should they do?
They should like and subscribe.
Yeah, please do. Please do. And what should they do if they don't like it?
Dislike it twice.
There you go. Let us know. That's the only way you can do it, man. We do it once, we have no idea what you're talking about.
No. Twice.
We take you seriously. We'll take you seriously.
Twice is
All
nice.
Right. Yeah. It's now our 37th show. It's November 30th in this foul year of our Lord. And we'll be doing our Week 12 wrap-up show, which we call the Blast and the Blanks. And we would normally do a shoot or ceasefire for Thursday, but there is no Thursday game. So we're not going to be doing that this time. Yeah, we're talking about doing a special show on Friday to do the shoot or ceasefire for the Saturday shows, because that's where we're getting some games. So we're gonna go and check. You guys will be hearing from us then. And Connor, remind our people, our listeners here, man. Blaster blanks, brother. What exactly is a blast?
Yeah, so it's since we are called Shoot the Gap, we just like to keep it relevant to the to the subject matter, we like to use gun puns. So if someone's a blast, that means that they did good.
All right, man, and a blank. What's
That
what's the
means they
gun?
did bad.
What's
Cause
the
you,
gun pun for that?
the gun pun.
Love it, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the first time I heard that. Gun pun. Yeah.
Gun pun.
So what's the blank? What's the blank?
That's like it doesn't have to be a goose egg, but that's like a from like a goose egg to they did bad. You were counting on them to do good, and they did bad.
Amen to that, brother. Amen. All right, great explanation. And man, you hear that, my brother? You hear that? That's the Reaper meter, man. You know
Yeah.
the meter that we use, dude, to judge between 1 and 5. You know if COVID is going to kill the NFL season. Um, Connor, dude, talk to me, dude. There's some stuff that's been going on with COVID messing things up, brother, and threatening the season.
Yeah,
What
dude,
what
there
you been hearing?
has.
What you been hearing? What you been hearing?
Well, I'm just gonna get right into it. For those of you listening, obviously you know that the Steelers Baltimore game has been postponed again, so it's happening on Wednesday instead of a Tuesday. Now, the way that they're handling it shows me that like they want to continue to have football. So it isn't really scaring me. Like the season isn't going to end. Really, it's just if anything Corona is just making me fear the quality of football that we're getting, but it's going to happen.
I like how you put that. Yes, you're right about that. And what I was reading, man, is Mike Florio. He reported that I think that the reason why they moved it from Tuesday to Wednesday is that some of the Baltimore players, or most of the Baltimore players, were considering refusing to play the game, which basically would have been a Wildcat strike if the
Mhm.
game was placed on Tuesday. So I think that what they did is they went ahead and they decided to move it. That actually helped things out. It helped out. What two players did that help out,
J.K.
Connor?
Dobbins, Mr. Dobbinator himself, and Mr. Mark Ingram.
Yeah, man. So because I know that we'll be talking about the waiver wires, and and so we'll be discussing a very popular one that a lot of people have been talking about. But yeah, that J.K. Dobbins coming back and Ingram coming back means that muddied waters is no longer clear. It's muddied again, muddied again. Yeah. So
Muddied again.
yeah. So what number are you at, man? What number are you at?
I'm at a. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm at a 1.5.
Yeah. I'll have to be there too because, and you're right. The NFL is getting to a point where they're like, we don't care, who you put out there. If you go get Uncle Rico, we don't care.
Yeah.
Just put out some guys out there to play, and you guys are going to play, or you're going to
Mhm.
forfeit the game. So that's a never say die attitude, and I think that's going to be something that is going to be appreciative and helpful for the season to continue to go. So yeah, man, I'm about 1.5, something like that, only because I like you said, dude, the quality is going to go down, but the quantity will still be there, so that's good. But if you guys been watching the show, then you always know that it's time for us to talk about the mash unit. The da 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 da. Sing it with me, Connor. Do 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 do. Oh no,
I was.
that's not the song. You start ripping, you start jazzercise.
I
See what happens when I
was.
try to invite you in on these things. All right, man. All right. But the best way I've always found, especially now in the season. Now it's the season. It seemed kind of weird earlier, but now it's the season. I always like to break it and break bad news in a good way. So best way I could think of is Merry Early Christmas. So basically, Connor, what I'll do is I'll say Merry Early Christmas to a particular player and or players. If I mention two players, whenever we figure out who the actual why the I'm saying Merry Early Christmas to them, you tell me which one of the two you would say it is. Okay, pick one, but there's two that are going to be involved. I think you'll see how it is once we go.
I
Sound
got you.
confusing? Cool, but I think we'll make it work. All right, here we go. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right, Merry Early Christmas, Brandon Cooks and Kiki QT owners. Why is that, man?
Now that is actually a twofer because in a matter of days, the Texans went from having 4 wide receivers to 2. They released Mr. Stills, and Mr. Fuller got busted for using them PEDs. We were wondering how he was staying healthy all year. Apparently, that's how.
Mystery solved.
Yeah.
Yikes! Wow.
Drugs.
Well, some people need them because look how awesome it's been to watch them
I
play.
mean, look, obviously you guys all know that I don't think I've mentioned Julian Edelman in an episode on this show without mentioning the fact that he uses steroids. So obviously, I have made it known that I believe that other players use steroids. So I don't think it's necessarily fair. I do know that the testing is randomized, so maybe they caught Fuller on a bad day. He did actually issue out an official statement. Did you hear the statement, Brian?
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah.
It.
So for
Yeah.
the listeners at home, he said that he went out and found the doctor, and the doctor said he had some like cool herbal remedy or whatever, and he told him it was allowed by the NFL, and it wasn't. So here we are.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. Just like whenever who was the linebacker for the Texans who said that he was worried that he
Brian
had
Cushing.
that he had
Yeah.
testicular cancer. Yeah, I think it might be some little bit of that, dude. But we'll see. Whatever case may be, he's gone. Which one does it affect the most? Like, if you had to choose one, is it Brandon Cooks or is it Kiki Cutie or
I think
somebody
it's
else?
Cooks. I think it's I mean, we talked about this last episode just when Stills left. But I think that Kiki could be like a good floor play now, but I think that it just benefits Cook's ceiling more, if anything. Like, I like I said last show, I think that the tight ends are gonna get a little more involved. I think Duke Johnson's gonna get a little more involved. Watson might run a little bit more, but I mean Kiki could see the work. He didn't really get love when Bill O'Brien was here, but he's not here anymore. So we might see Kiki be freed yet.
And it's a fun name to say, Kiki.
It is.
It
Especially
really is.
if you have Juju on your team as well.
Kiki and Juju.
Yeah.
That sounds like an 80s sitcom. Kiki and Juju. Yeah, maybe a cartoon. All right.
Coming this summer, Juju and Kiki. What will they get into?
Is it? I think it'd be Kiki and Juju.
Kiki and Juju. That does roll off better.
That's awesome. Yeah, I go see that show now. Yeah.
For those, we have this is an emergency news flash.
Yeah, go for it.
DK Metcalf has dyed his hair again. It was green for the longest time. It is now purple. Back to you, Brian.
Mood hair.
I know. I wanted to mess with you.
How he feels. Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's great. If I had it,
if I was as big as DK, I would only dye my hair ridiculous colors, just trying to pick fights with people. Like, people say something about my purple hair.
I think there's a Chicago basketball player that might have taken you up on that offer or that went that path.
He is who I modeled my basketball game after.
Nice. So you must be a really good rebounder,
and a good fouler.
but a terrible 3-point shooter.
But a good lover and partier.
Hiya, santo. Merry early Christmas, Melvin Gordon owners.
Because Lindsey got injured?
Yep, knee injury. He has a knee injury, so
he is a smaller guy. He has a hard time staying healthy. I don't think he's made it a full season, and that's one thing we did talk about at the beginning of the season.
That's right. When you were drafting, that's exactly one thing you discussed. Yeah, good point.
So we made it to week 13.
Hey, yeah. Well, so far.
I think he's been banged up sometimes during the season, though. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
He's missed a couple of weeks. Yeah. So, it's not. It's almost bordering. It might be a lost season for him. He might be in that realm where it's a lost season.
I'm gonna one up you. I think it's a lost career.
Woo! Wow, look at you, dude.
I'm not saying he isn't gonna keep playing. I'm just saying I think the brighter days are past him.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I can understand that. Yeah, once you start racking up injuries, and it's a difficult road. Merry early Christmas, Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson owners.
Because DJ Moore got injured near the end of the game, which is a real bummer. That always sucks.
Oh yeah, it does. And but the report today said the X-rays were negative, and he could actually play after the bye. So I don't know if that's just optimistic thinking, but we don't know. And what's really that's another thing that makes it unfortunate is that the bye week's coming, so you're not going to hear any information about his ankle injury until like 2 weeks. So you're going to be sitting there wondering what you're going to do with DJ Moore. So
Yeah,
that's
so
going to be a
pick
little.
up Curtis Samuel, guys. He's most likely on your waivers.
Yeah. So okay, there you go. So that's you think that it benefits the most between Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, I don't really know.
Pick one,
It's
dude.
difficult. Yeah,
Gun
it's
gun to
so
balls. Gun to
gun to
balls.
balls, Robbie Anderson.
Okay, there you go. There you go. All right. Merry early Christmas, Colt McCoy owners.
That is because Monsieur Daniel Jones is injured.
Yeah, that a hamstring. Dude, that's unfortunate,
Yeah.
man. And it's. I heard an interesting stat is that like that's the East, right? The NFC East, right?
You mean the
And
NFC
so
least?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that means that's the Giants, of course. Okay, so they got it, and so they're gonna have a starting backup quarterback. Dallas Cowboys is in there, right? So they have a backup quarterback, right. And Washington's in there, and they're starting their backup quarterback. You see something going here, dude?
I do.
And
There's a
so
trend.
yeah, and so like in the game today, like leading up to the game, Philadelphia, they were talking about they were going to do some snaps for Hurt. And so if he gets in, dude, that'll be the trifecta. That'll be the whole conference has nothing but backup quarterbacks.
Well, he
Crazy.
was on the field for some points today, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's
They said, yeah.
one injury or errant pass away.
Yeah,
Who's
I
to
think that's what
say?
that was. Yeah, I really think that was just a shot across the bow for Wentz to say, "Get your stuff together, man.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?" But yeah, so Colt McCoy, he's going to be leading the NFC East division leader right now, so he'll be starting for them. Um, Merry early Christmas, Hayden Hurst or Russell Gage owners.
because Mr. Zacchaeus is injured.
Yep, and Jones. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly right. Yeah. So which one? Which one would it be?
I think it's Russell Gage.
Russell Gage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst has been kind of man. I was so excited about Hayden Hurst. And I really thought he was getting it together too. A couple weeks
Yeah.
back. What is that, Connor? Is that Hurst or is it just getting acclimated to the team? I mean, what do you think happened?
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I know this is weird. This is a weird comp, but let me put it this way. I think Austin Hooper was better for the Falcons than Hayden Hurst was. I think the Falcons should have kept Hooper, and I think the Browns should have gone after Hayden Hurst.
Ah,
That's my take. I think that Hayden Hurst is a talented ball player, but I do know that the tight ends in Baltimore block a lot more than the tight ends for the Falcons.
yeah. He is an outstanding blocker. So good point on that,
Exactly.
dude. Yeah. That definitely would have been a better switch. Good
But who
job on that.
knows? Maybe they brought him over to block because they had line problems. So maybe he's doing what they want him to do.
Yeah, who knows? The last one is one that Merry Early Christmas, Devontae Booker owners.
Josh Jacobs is injured now. They are already saying it looked worse than it is, and he has a shot to play Week 13. I don't give a shit. I'm monitoring the situation, and I'm picking up Devontae Booker the first chance I get because he plays the Jets next week. You
Yeah.
pick him up.
Dude, the Jets have been sneaky good against running backs, man. They really have, but that's something to monitor. I mean, if it's not an
No,
elite running back,
you are right, but this is a theme I've called for on the show before. You guys have heard me say this. Sometimes when a team gets embarrassed, what do they have the next week, Brian? They
what's that?
have angry sex with the next team they play, and that's what I think the Raiders are going to do with the Jets.
Oh my God! See, I was gonna say let me go and put this on a more PG side. I was gonna say as a Christmas ham. That's what I was gonna say. That's what this is for Devontae Booker owners. Because like you
Uh,
said, the reports there are there's no fracture, and so there's a good chance there's not a severe injury. I was watching a doctor's report on Josh Jacobs' injury and about how he landed and everything, and this particular doctor said that it could either be a low or a high ankle sprain, and which obviously, but if it's mild, he will play. Okay, but moderate, he might play, but he won't be that effective. And of course, if it's more severe than that, then it's a high ankle sprain, and everybody knows how that goes. So there's a chance it just might be mild, and he'll play. He'll be a little sore, but he'll be able to get wrapped up. So he should be fine. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and mention all those. So that is the Merry Early Christmas. So that leads us straight into the blast or the blanks. Get us started, Connor.
all right, all right, all right, all right. I'm going to start off with the quarterbacks. Now, this was not the best week for quarterbacks. Oh boy, let me tell you that. And I'll just start off with some of the easy ones. If you had Aaron Rodgers, you were happy. The guy threw 4 touchdowns. If you had
Chicago. He's got Chicago's number, dude.
yeah, he does have Chicago's number.
Yeah,
He has their
yeah.
keys.
They interviewed him after the game, and he's like, "Yeah, they say around here that's a rival, but we just do the best we can. But I mean, come on, he gets up for that game, and they were in Green Bay, so yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't have that many because the ones that I remember are the ones that. Okay, obviously, if you had Patrick Mahomes, you were happy. I know that's one of yours, Brian. Do you want to go ahead and do some
No,
of the other
it's
ones?
ours. It is ours. It's ours.
You're right.
Ours.
Because Patrick Mahomes is from Texas, and don't you ever forget that, people. The best quarterback in the world is from Texas, and you can't say it's from anywhere else.
462 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 rushes for 28 yards, and a target. He
And more
got a
importantly,
target.
he threw all of that to one person. He only threw it to one
Oh,
person.
we'll get to him. We'll get to him. But he also lost a fumble. But no, he did really good.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm at you're being nice. You're saving the hometown guy for me. Deshaun Watson,
Hmm.
318 yards, 4 touchdowns, 8 rushes, 24 yards, and 1 2-point conversion. Connor, um, what should Watson owners be thinking about with the Fuller news?
I think it should not make you change your decisions. It should make you change your expectations.
Okay,
I
okay,
think
so
it lowers his ceiling, is what it does.
I see. So he got like, over 30 points this week, like 33
Hmm.
in our league, I think. So you're talking about maybe 26, 28 now?
Yeah, I'd say the ceiling's at an even 30.
Oh, that's elite. Yeah, he's still an elite
He's still
quarterback.
well, yeah, because of his. I mean, he's Deshaun Watson. He can, any given Sunday, he can get 3 rushing touchdowns. You never know.
He sure is a blessing. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Okay. All right.
When he
So yeah.
decides to not get sacked, he sure is.
So Watson owners, don't worry. Watson will find a way.
To
So
get
let's go to
sacked.
let's go to the blanks. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and get started since you got that one started. I'm going with Jared Goff. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks, and loss of fumble. PU. And then I'll do one more, and I'll let you have the floor. This is only because this guy was like the flavor of the week. They were like, oh, the cheat code. This is the guy that you can put in your flex is going to give you some big numbers. Kendall Hinton. Okay, dude, come on, man. No touchdowns, 1 pass, okay, complete for 13 yards, 2 interceptions, 1 sack, 2 rushes for 7 yards, and a whole negative .78 points in our league.
Yeah, and all
So,
these people who thought they were so smart.
yep,
Oh, look at me!
PU.
I'm the next
PU.
genius of fantasy football voice. They all said to start him, and they were all freaking wrong, man. So
Right.
don't listen to them. Listen to us,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we were right about him because we didn't say
Like
to
and
start
subscribe.
him. Like and
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you don't, I mean, come on, man. It's proof positive. If the muscles
Yeah.
don't do it, In fact, I got muscles. Don't make me come over here. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Brian will come over.
Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling it, dude. Okay, okay, go. Take it from there, brother. Who else is blanks on the quarterbacks?
Well, I was friggin' pissed. Kyler Murray for the first time all year.
Oh,
I
preach.
mean, it was very obvious that they weren't letting him run in the red zone like they used to. Because I can't believe I'm saying this because this I know this is backwards reasoning, but this is just how my mind works. Drake vultured a pair of touchdowns from Kyler Murray because when Kyler Murray gets in the end zone, I view it as, oh, well, Kyler Murray's going to rush, and score. So Drake has no business taking those, but
And see, yeah, and that's the thing that we're always concerned about. Like when we get down to the running backs, there's actually a quarterback that is doing that to one of the most popular running backs that we'll talk about. A little foreshadowing there. Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
Yeah, dude. Oh my
Speaking of
God,
which,
Murray though, Murray. Oh,
okay, so I'm
keep
I'm
going,
just
keep
gonna
going.
I'm just gonna segue beautifully into it because you set me up. Mitchell Trubisky played a little bit more like Mitchell Trubisky in his first start back. I mean, it was bad, man. It was bad. He reminded us all why he spent the majority of the year on the bench.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's interesting. It's really interesting that he actually won the job above Foles.
It's yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting that the Bears drafted him over Mahomes, and I know everyone always talks about that,
Oh, I
but
just rubbed that
yeah,
in.
it just
Rub that in.
yeah, it gets worse and worse over time looking
Well,
back.
okay. As a Texan fan, we can't talk because of that horrible D Hop trade. So
I will say I think the Bears are in the same league as the Texans for when it comes to mismanaging a franchise. I know they have won a Super Bowl and they've been to other Super Bowls, something we can't say, but I mean, dude, they had like 9 tight ends to start the year off, and I think
mhm.
they drafted someone in like really high that they didn't need to when they didn't need to, and they paid Jimmy Graham a lot of money. But anyway, I digress. Moving on to keep the streak alive. We're here for the memes, guys, and obviously, if you had Taysom Hill, or as we call him,
Hey!
Voldemort,
Voldemort!
yes, you were told to start him because you thought that he was going to have a soft matchup. And look, he got you 17 points. So for a tight end or for a flex spot in ESPN, that's awesome. For a quarterback, that's really not that impressive. I mean, it's serviceable for a stream, but it would make me reconsider. I mean, he was playing against a piss poor Denver team, and he like what threw the ball 9 times.
So you're saying 17 points is that like if you have a quarterback that hits 17 points, you're like, that's somebody you really don't want to take a chance on, right? Anymore.
Well, I just view it as like how many games does he even have left, right?
Okay, because that's just 17 and some change is what Herbert did in our league.
Yeah, but Herbert slings the rock, man. So brighter days are going to be ahead for him, in my
Gotcha,
opinion.
gotcha. Okay.
And speaking of the Saints, I'm going to segue into the running backs that did good. Latavius Murray. Whew, whew, if you started him, you were happy, man. Talking about blasts. Dios mío. Whew.
Well, yeah, yeah, he did well. He did well. Yeah, especially as a backup, which, uh,
He
yeah,
did out. It's worth noting he did out touch, out rush, and outperform Alvin
Taysom Hill.
Kamara
Oh,
and Taysom Hill. He well, technically he didn't outperform Taysom Hill, who still had 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. He
ooh,
didn't have a bad day. He
ooh,
just it
good
wasn't
point.
sexy.
Good point. Good point. Good point, sir. Good point.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow it up. I'm gonna keep it going. David Montgomery. David Montgomery. My boy, first week back
Finally.
after the concussion, looking good. Over 100 yards in the ground, caught a touchdown. He had like I want to say it was like a 50-yard run or something like that.
First game, dude, for him to come out like this, right? This
Yeah,
season
and
is his brighter days.
he has a very, very soft schedule ahead of him.
So you think this is brighter days, or what do you think?
I am really hoping so. I am very happy that I kept him
Oh,
in
sure.
in the league that I own him in. So I'm definitely thinking of using him moving forward.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Keep on going.
Just to finish it off, obviously Duke Johnson and well, the Drake because he stole touchdowns from Kyler Murray.
Yeah, dude, Drake, man, 22 rushes for 78 yards, two TDs, four targets, three receptions, 15 yards, man. That's what you're hoping for whenever you drafted him, and as if you're a Chase Edmond owner, you don't want to see stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because he's doing well. He's finally picking it up. I don't know what happened. Maybe they were saving him for the playoff push. I don't know, but whatever it is, Drake's on. Yeah, so I'm going to start off too with my boy, dude. I mean, the guy that's been keeping me afloat. Now is keeping me afloat. Yeah. Hopefully, this is going to be like you're looking at
A
Montgomery.
theme.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully, Lord willing, man. Yeah, dude. We call him affectionately around here. Derek Hemi. And
Yeah.
yeah,
The
so I'm talking about
Diesel.
the one, only Derek Henry.
Derrick
Yeah,
Henry,
man.
baby.
Woo, 27 yards or 27 rushes, man. 178 yards, three touchdowns, four targets, two receptions, 7 yards, and that it should have been one receiving touchdown and two rushing
But the
touchdowns.
way they scored it.
But whatever, man. It's cool. It's whatever. But dude, that was incredible to watch. It was a great thing to see, and it's true. I mean, the guy is actually picking up steam as the season goes on. So I mean, you just have to be very patient with that guy.
As he
But man,
does.
yeah, he's starting to take off, so that was exciting. But it was also on that game, just throwing out there for the Houston reference, Devontae Freeman. It was great to see him in that game. Unfortunately, he did get hurt because that's what he does. But man, those like three or four rushes he did was spectacular. Um, the next one I would do is the other guy that's helping me helping me stay alive, James Robinson. Yeah, man, 22 rushes, 128 yards, one touchdown, six targets, five receptions, 31 yards. Man, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is or what is falling around him. This guy just is steady, just keeps going. So
Yeah,
got
and
to put
no
him in
other
there.
running back touched the ball.
Yeah, yeah. I think I heard
Not
some
not
stories.
rushed, not caught. No running back touched the ball. They didn't have any action at all.
Dude, I heard some crazy stat. I think it was something like 196 rushes for James Robinson this year, and for all the other ones combined, all the other running backs on the team combined, seven. And so that's just incredible. You just don't see usage like that. So that's a really good player. He had and it did pay off. If I mean, he had a really good game. And the last one I'll do is of course the guy that if you're a patient with, um, he posted a lot of exciting things and finally some guy that actually posted something and delivered on it. Austin Eckler, man, 14 rushes, 44 yards. Sounds good, right? I mean, 14 rushes, 44 yards. That's good for like when you first come back
Four
from
four four.
hamstring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how about if I told you 16 targets?
Touchdowns. Oh.
No, target touchdown. Yeah, that'd be
The
great.
new
But
record.
oh, that would have killed me if I'd be keeping him on the bench. But 16 targets, 11 receptions for 85 yards, man. That's just incredible, man. And let me ask you, Connor, Eckler coming back, taking all that work and all that volume away from Keenan Allen. Is that something that, like, with Justin Jefferson doing bad, is there a connection where Eckler does good, Herbert does bad, or is this just a misnomer thing because of the defense that Buffalo's defense likes to take away the deep ball?
Okay, you said Justin Jefferson. I'm assuming that was by accident.
That was on accident. Absolutely
Okay.
right. Yeah,
Okay, just making
yeah.
sure. Yeah. I think that. Look, the Buffalo game was weird. It was a weird game. Didn't Allen get injured and then come back in at one point, or did
That's
he
correct.
stay out? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And it looked ugly, but Allen's farm
I,
strong.
I think Cole Beasley threw a touchdown. I
He
think something
did,
like
and I
that.
said,
Yeah,
"Start him, guys." I said,
yeah.
"Start him."
So that's a weird game. That constitutes a
Yeah.
weird
And
game.
what's
Yeah.
funny is he didn't do anything really outside of that touchdown throw.
Ah, well,
I think that Eckler could help Herbert have good games. I don't think they have an inverse relationship in terms of success by any means.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, because that's the concern now. When you look at like the last time that Eckler had a really good game was the last time that Herbert had a bad game. So it's kind of. I know that was like months ago, but still,
Hmm.
it's something that you get if you read too much and you get too much into fantasy football, you'll convince yourself that that's an actual thing. Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
why you have to kind of like it's great to consume fantasy football, but you do have to kind of
you got to take a
make
step
sure
back every now and then.
that's right. Yeah, and you actually told that to me, and actually my life's been a lot better since you did this, so I appreciate that.
Of course,
All right,
man.
and yeah, so that was the blast. So the blanks. Okay, you want to get us started on the blanks, Connor, or no? You want me? No, let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to
Okay.
do it. Yeah, because I only have I have three. I have three, and I'll start off with man, the guy we talked about. We kind of alluded to Alvin Kamara. Man, Taysom Hill is killing his ceiling. I mean, he's running in the touchdowns, much like Kyler Murray was doing to King and Drake. So yeah, man, Kamara had 11 rushes, 54 yards, two targets, one reception for -2 yards, dude. I mean, come on, man. So yeah, he's tough, especially you've been depending on him, and he's been the one keeping you in the playoff hunt. So yeah, that's a rough one. Um, this one hit me where I live, Kareem Hunt. After all these, of being able to produce alongside Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb just 8 and 8 and 8 and 8 and 8 and 8. We should have probably talked about him in a blast. But Hunt did 10 rushes for 62 yards and two targets. Not what you're looking for. Not what you're hoping for.
But it's upsetting
Especially
because the production isn't necessarily bad by any means.
well, yeah, but it was against Jacksonville, dude. I mean, it should have been more. Should have been more. And or not at least not that was your expectation was higher.
Well, the
Yeah.
entire Browns team underperformed in that game. It was way too close.
I agree with you on that, dude. But Austin Hooper finally got his touchdown, so that was kind of cool.
He
Uh,
did.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You've been calling for that for weeks now. The Austin Hooper
And of
touchdown.
course, it comes the one week where I decide not to take a stance on the issue. Is that all
Well,
the
no, I
blanks?
got one more, but I do have
Okay.
a question about Hooper. This is his first game without weather since he's back from his appendectomy.
Yeah, I,
Uh,
I I wouldn't read into it too much. It's still
okay,
shit stick in my opinion.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. And the last one I have is Melvin Gordon, 12 rushes, 31 yards. You figured that the running game was going to be featured, and that was going to be something that's going to be exciting to watch with them not having a quarterback. But no. Even with Philip Lindsay hurt, no. Yeah. So those are the
Yeah.
blanks that I have. Who do you got, my brother?
I have a Mr. Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, Zeke, and a Mr. Eclair. If you had
Yeah.
any of those guys, you were mucho unhappy.
How about Zeke, dude? I mean, this is like another game he lost a fumble. I mean, it's like now it's a thing. It's not just like a phase; it's an actual thing. So, what's your thoughts on Zeke, man? If you're a Zeke owner,
I mean, what can you really do? Like,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure we're
trade
past
deadline's
the
gone.
we're past the
Yeah,
trade deadline. I mean, his
yeah,
schedule looks pretty shitty. I mean, honestly, there's something to be said for dropping someone who you think isn't going to be good, but they're a name. So maybe if you drop them, someone else picks them up and it does them terribly. But of course, there's the fear of dropping them and then someone else picks them up and they do really good. But that's probably what I would do if I owned Zeke. Is I would drop him and hope that someone else picks him up and then he screws them over.
yeah. That happened with me in our league when I dropped Gio Bernard. Yeah, I mean, as soon as I dropped him, he was picked up. Yeah,
And
dude, and
ironically, the guy that owns Geo also owns Zeke. So his two starting running backs were pretty shitty.
poor guy. But he's
Nah, he
trying, dude.
deserves it.
Yeah, yeah. No, he helped me out. Dude. He gifted me something. So yeah, okay, Zeke
That was the
is
same guy that made that really bogus trade in our league, right?
well. I'll tell you right now, it's not. It wasn't. I can tell you right now, documented proof. There was no shenanigans. It was 100% true,
Oh, really?
100% real. Yeah, 100%. And no, you want to know how I know? is because if you check the timeline, whenever I dropped Geo and whenever that guy picked up Geo, it was the exact same minute, and there was no way that I had any contact with that gentleman. Okay, so if there's no other proof than that, I'm telling you right now, it was all honest.
So
That
that
was
guy's
just a
just quick.
yes, and that was just his phone is faster than ours. So, okay, so he gets the notices a little bit faster than ours. That's what that means, and also it means that that other player that dropped Pittsburgh is just Looney Tunes. Okay, so
That
yeah,
I
so that
believe.
yeah, so that's what that's all about. Yeah, and I want to go ahead and say right now, dude, just throw in there since we passed it up or no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So yeah, Zeke, Eclair, Josh Jacobs, awesome. Do you want to move on to the tight
I
ends?
do. I want to.
Can,
No, we
can
need
I
to
say?
do the wide receivers.
We didn't do the wide
We didn't
receivers?
do wide receivers. We did quarterbacks, running backs. It's wide receiver time.
Oh shoot. Okay.
And let's hurry up because we actually are kind of low on time
Go
right now.
go
You
go
know how
go.
this is the rabbit hole show,
Oh
yo.
yeah
So I'm
yeah.
gonna keep it short and
Especially with
sweet.
you and I. Yeah, we
Right?
go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We just
When
start
there's no
start
no
talking.
doctor, it's oh god.
Yeah, we just
Yeah,
keep going. Yeah,
doc, we need you. Okay,
yeah.
Tyreek Hill. Obviously, we alluded to it earlier. Motherfucker got 50 points. He caught like every ball thrown in the game. He had 3 touchdowns. I mean, if you watch the highlights, it's very obvious he was just breaking ankles all day. There was no one on the Tampa Bay
Yeah.
team that was even remotely as fast as him. And obviously, if you drafted Tyreek, this is what you drafted him for. And I was thinking about this the other day. It's like, I get you that he won you your week this week, but how many weeks has he lost you by goose egging? So is it really
Yeah.
worth owning him? Because I guarantee you he's probably lost you more weeks than he's won you.
Right now, I would say if I owned Tyreek Hill, I'd be super excited. I wouldn't care
That's
because
very
that
true.
was yeah, because that was just an amazing. Literally, like I've never seen a performance like that in all the times I've been playing fantasy football. As far as like the scoring and what he came up with,
15
like
targets, 13 receptions, 269 yards, 3
hmm
touchdowns.
seems like he had more yards for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
so
enough yards or
yeah,
touchdowns or
yeah,
targets.
yeah.
He had more, but
Keep
I'm going to
going.
keep it going. And I'm actually going to add a new guy that we didn't talk about, Brian, because he has been eating like a madman during
Yeah,
the
go for it.
entirety of this Monday night game. Senior DK Metcalf.
Yeah, talk about it.
Lord DK is right now sitting at 10 receptions and 177 yards. And he also has dropped a couple passes. One of them would have been a touchdown. So he's still leaving meat on the bone. That's how much he's eating. And then, of
Nice.
course, Allen Robinson. Of course, since he was playing against me, he had the greatest game of the season.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I thought he was not going to have. I think I told him I put him as a, ceasefire because the
Because of Mitchell.
yeah no well no Jer yeah that and also the quarterback for Green Bay was back and he's going to be on him and I thought I was going to mute him but no
Nope.
was not the case.
It's Rob
Was not
time,
so.
bro.
Yeah, but again that's fine. Okay, and who's the next one?
Oh, those are my 3.
Wait,
Floor is yours now, sir.
you said Hill.
Hill, DK, and
Oh, dude, you got to do the hometown guy. You got to do the
oh
hometown guy.
yeah, I
You
forgot
got to
his name
do
was
him.
on there. Well,
You got to do
dude,
it.
there's something to be said for using drugs before a performance. Obviously, it worked for Josh Gordon, and Will Fuller was feeling the vibes, man. He had a great day. Hope it isn't
Yeah.
his last game as a Texan.
Well, yeah, but man, what a way to go out. That's nice, dude. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and I'll jump in there with Jarvis Landry. He finally had his breakout game,
Who
11
I said to
targets.
start.
Yes, 8. Yes, you did. 8 receptions, 143 yards, and 1 touchdown. So he seems to be getting the benefits. Like now, I'm thinking, dude, keep an eye out, guys. Because might be the way it's going to be without OBJ. It might actually whenever the weather's cool, it might actually be Landry getting a lot of passes, and then Hooper getting the goal line work, red zone work. So you never know. So yeah, so I put him down as a blast. Amari Cooper, Thanksgiving, 8 targets, 6 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. So he feasted that on Thanksgiving, on a little turkey day there. Justin Jefferson, 13 targets, man, 7 receptions, 20 or 70 yards for 2 touchdowns, dude. So he really really did well without Thielen being around. So he really benefited from that. And of course, AJ Brown, 6 targets, 4 receptions, 98 reception yards, 1 touchdown, and the very rare gift of to fantasy owners, the receiving touchdown, the return touchdown. So yeah, so he actually did a
Mhm.
return, yeah, touchdown. So yeah, so he had a really really good game. So if you had AJ Brown, man, that guy just you know in the game, he came up kind of little hurt in his, like he got tackled and it looked like he was kind of hurt. Oh man, I don't own the guy, but man, my heart sunk just seeing that because that guy is just so fun to watch. So yeah, man, that's all the blast that I got on wide receiver. What you got on blanks, big time?
Well, obviously Kenny Stills. But in all seriousness, Cooper Cup. Yeah, cheap shot. Cooper Cup, you were not happy if you started him. Tyler Boyd, you were not happy. But like I said, you shouldn't really be starting him. But I just want to reiterate, I said they weren't going to do good. He did terrible. Divest. And I'm going to add in T. Higgins. Even though he had a decent game that was salvaged by a garbage time touchdown, you
Yeah,
shouldn't be
talk about it.
banking on that. It was
Okay.
mentioned that was like the one good throw that the Bengals quarterback threw his way.
Brandon Allen. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's rough. That's just
And
rough all the way. Yeah.
Michael Thomas, pretty shitty day for fantasy. Owners should be concerned as long as Voldemort's the QB.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. One rush, but he got one rush for 1 yard, 6 targets for 4 receptions and 50 yards. Not what you're hoping for.
No.
No matter. Yeah, that. I mean, and this is your first round pick, like your first pick in in the first round.
Yeah.
Not first pick of the draft, but your first pick. So he's a first round draft pick. Um, you got anybody else, man? You want me to jump in there with a couple?
Jump in.
Antonio Brown, 3 targets, man, 2 receptions for 11 yards. Not exactly what you're hoping for AB.
Not very
You know.
Tyreek Hill esque.
No, no, no. And everybody was all excited and all that stuff, and definitely not worth the headache that he provides or he gives you. I mean, so yeah, that was a blank. And of course, the guy that I've been depending on all season, he's actually helped me like win some games. Stephon Diggs. I know that the game before the bye week, he absolutely did. Even though he didn't help them win their game, which wasn't his fault. But 9 targets, 39 yards, not what you're hoping for. So yeah, it was even and the Chargers defense. Their secondary is pretty. It's not really strong, but still, what I read dude was that there was a lot of like uh, passing interference calls and stuff like that that happened. So it's one of those type situations that happens at D Hop. Dude, look at the numbers on D Hop real quick. Look at D Hop. Pull up his numbers real quick, and
Okay.
I want to hear your opinion on D Hop. Okay, I just want to throw that in. We didn't talk about this guy; it popped in my mind. Look at D Hop.
Like his last couple games.
No, his very last game, this last one, week 12.
I'm looking. He had 7 catches. I'm sorry. He had 7 targets, 5 catches for 55 yards. So this is the second straight week
Uh,
he's had 5 catches for 50 something yards.
I know.
Five five one 555. Ooh, that's visually pleasing.
What are you thinking, man? I mean, when you see that, dude, what's your thoughts on D Hop, man?
Uh I'm starting him. I don't give a
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You have to.
There's
You have to.
very few
Yeah.
players that I'm like that with. But that's how I am with D Hop and Kyler Murray because I'm starting Kyler Murray again, even though he, wasn't running as much. I'm not pivoting away from Kyler Murray. You know?
Yeah. Well, who makes me who's like that on my team is a guy that I would say is actually the first person I would talk about a blast on tight ends, which is Dallas Goddard, dude. Dude, he's having a great game. Eight
He
targets,
sure
man.
is.
6 receptions for 48 yards and a touchdown, dude. I mean, he's doing well, dude, and he's one of those guys that like you said, like you have to start him.
Hmm.
You just like you said, you start him because you just don't give a shit. And that's exactly what I did for Goddard. Even though that I have Hooper and he had a better matchup, still went for Goddard because again, I was like, screw it. I mean, he's one of those guys. So yeah, man, that's one that I would say for a blast for tight end. Tonka. Little Tonka, man. We saw some Tonka, dude. Little Robert Tunyon. Yeah, man. 5 targets, 5 receptions, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Yeah, it was great to see that. And,
Tonka the Honka.
yeah, Rogers even talked about it after. He's like, "Yeah, we got Tunyon involved." I mean, that's how he talked about it. Yeah, but he likes throwing to that guy. The T.J. Hawkinson is another one that I would do. 8 targets, 5 receptions for 89 yards. As long as Galladay is out, that guy is going to be doing that. But when Galladay comes back, not sure, not sure. So enjoy that while you can, I think. And the last one I would talk about is Hunter Henry. 10 targets, 7 receptions, 67 yards. So um, I think in the world of tight ends, I think that's a blast. Yeah. So yeah, what you got, my brother?
Well, speaking about the world of tight ends, three guys that stuck out to me. Trey Burton, he had himself a game. Mike Gesicki had himself a game. And Logan Thomas had himself a game. And speaking of guys that did not have themselves games, Jonnu Smith. For everyone who started Jonnu Smith, I feel your pain because I did as well. And for everyone who started Jordan Reed, I feel your pain because I almost did as well. And same thing for Noah Fant.
Emore did.
Yeah, Emore did. So it was not a good day for tight ends for me. But in my Bo Jackson league, I did start Goddard, so I was very happy with that decision. And I started Goddard over Jonnu, which I'm very proud of.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, absolutely, it's turning into the right thing. Dude, the fourth stringer, Geoff Swaim, he led all the tight ends on Tennessee, dude, with 3 receptions.
Yeah, apparently they're using Jonnu for blocking more than catching right now.
So, are you worried about him as an owner?
Well, I'm actually going to play that by ear, depending on if I win in the SJD league we're in this week. If I win, in my opinion, I have another, I guess, game to kind of gamble on. So I'm gonna probably keep Jonnu in, and if he sucks again, I'm probably gonna panic and make a move. But
can I tell you something?
Yeah.
That'll make you feel a little better.
Yeah.
Okay. So, he's been sucking for the past month, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the past month, so he has had Chicago, Indianapolis, Baltimore, and Indianapolis again. Okay?
Those sound like tough matchups.
And he just ended with Indy. Coming up, dude, his next games is Cleveland, Jacksonville, Detroit, and in the championship game, Green Bay.
See, I understand the first 2 games because those are both green on the app, but they have Detroit and Green Bay listed as really tough matchups. But I see what you're saying. Detroit's kind of a dumpster fire, and Green Bay lets people score on them.
I'm just telling you that I don't think that this is going to be the end of the story for Jonnu Smith. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I sure hope it ain't.
Okay, no. I'm just telling you, dude. I think that this is where they had a rough patch. This is where, you just if you had like Henry or AJ Brown, you just started them and just gritted your teeth and hoped for the best, which worked out great this week for both of those players. But now it's going to start softening up, and I think you're going to start seeing Jonnu Smith again because they had a pretty soft schedule to start off with. So I don't think you should worry too much about that. Yeah, but I'd throw in there Darren Waller, dude. 7 targets, 4 receptions for 23 yards. Man, that's not what you're expecting from Darren Waller. So that was definitely a blank in my opinion on tight ends. That's the only person I would add to your list that you got.
Nice. You want to transition to kickers and D?
Yeah. On the kickers, how about we just do one? Like you do a blast, and I'll do a blank. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Mr. Youngway he carried my team. Dude, best kicker in the league in my opinion. Guy's lights out.
Dude, it's spelled Young Ho. How do you get Young Wei out of that, dude? I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess that's one of his mysteries and also another mystery as to why he's so good. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that was a tremendous performance. I think he got like something like 21 points. Is that right in our league?
Yeah, and he got robbed of more points because there was one series where he was supposed to kick a field goal, and there was a roughing the kicker penalty, so it made it like
Oh,
first and goal, and then they scored a touchdown.
dang it! That dang extra 4 points. What are those people
Yeah,
thinking? Yeah, my
assholes.
the blank I'll throw out there is Rodrigo Blankenship. Yeah, and I feel a little like a jerk saying it. But of course the reason why is because of what happened after the game. It wasn't anything inside the game, but the reason why he was so that that was Goddard. Oh my God, I love
Mm-hmm.
that man. Yeah. But yeah, he only had 2 points. That's not what you've been going for Blankenship. I mean, you've been getting a lot more from Blankenship. So yeah. So that was the reason why I chose him. But of course, there was something that he released that he's actually going. I think that he's done for the season now,
Who
because
said
he's going to
that?
have to Blankenship because he has a some sort of tumor that he needs to get operated on that they found, and
I
so
thought
he's
that was
not
the
going to be able.
punter.
I thought it was a kicker, dude.
I
Yeah,
have
that's
to
that.
look at that. Yeah. No. I see. I see why you confused him. So both of Indianapolis's kicking positions are
Yeah.
named R, and so his name is Rigoberto
Oh,
Sanchez. So you're there's a little profiling right there. You mixed up
woo!
your
Well, no, dude, no, it's a kicker, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my
yeah.
God, dude, Rodrigo Blankenship." But then that makes sense. That's the reason why I was reading more. I was like, "Where I can't find any more on this," you know. So I think it was Flores that reported it, and I was like, I trust that guy. Yeah. So okay, well, never mind. I don't feel like a jerk now, dude. What's you doing? Only doing 2 points now. Yeah. So yeah. So I feel better now. Thank you, Connor. Thank you for clearing that up. Let's go to D's, man.
That's what she said. So some of the D's that did really good that of course fucking nobody was expecting. Look, if you started the Falcons, you were literally in the 1%. They're 1% owned in a league right now, and they were the best D on the week. They got 28 points. They were awesome.
Okay. Yeah, dude. Which one was that? I'm sorry, my cat was getting into. I was getting into some food over
You're
here, but
good. The Falcons defense.
Falcons.
If you
Yes,
had the
yes, Falcons.
Falcons,
Oh my God. Yeah, you're all one
yeah,
percent,
yeah,
right?
the four fumble recoveries. Yeah, the first time a
Yeah,
player has done that in forever.
back to
Yeah, back
back
to
from
back.
Kirk Cousins. Picked it up for a fumble recovery and touchdown, and then Dalvin Cook fumbled.
You
Next
like that?
play. Yeah, yeah, I do. Of course, I like that. Yeah, no,
Uh,
I don't own Dalvin Cook. Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of
So
things Brian likes, the Texans D did really well as the Niners D. You know, Richard Sherman had himself a game. I've talked about how Jared Goff is a pathetic trash quarterback when it actually matters, and he proved that he can be a pathetically trash quarterback even when it doesn't matter, and he's playing a team with no playoff aspirations. So he
yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Unfortunate.
I'll table it to you, Brian.
All right, Rams. Let's go and talk about the Rams. Yeah, of course, Goff did sucky, but the who didn't suck was the defense. Man, 2 sacks for an interception, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. Yes, that's pretty awesome. That's what you need when you have a crappy quarterback like Goff. Okay, you need a defense to do stuff like that. Um, Green Bay. Green Bay, speaking of a defense that does not have a crappy quarterback, Green Bay, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 touchdown, man. That's a good game. It's a really, really good game from that defense, especially when you weren't expecting that much because they're receiving. If you heard earlier when we talked about the blast for running backs, you heard David Montgomery. That's who went against Green Bay. Green Bay is weak on the run, but still they had a really good game because they had 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, and a touchdown. Okay, that'll do it. So
Mm-hmm.
they had a great game. And last one, I would say Miami. Miami's defense, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions. I think that'll do it. That's a really good game. So, and and they temper the expectations of the other team's offense. So I think that's exactly what you're hoping for. So yeah, man. So that's my that is my blast on the defense. What you got on the blanks, big time?
The Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. The
Did
Dallas
you hear that?
Cowboys.
I felt that emotion, dude. I felt it.
Yeah. And then the Bears D, because I'm all, I like the Bears. The Detroit Lions, because I
Ah,
know
hang on. How many? What was the score on the on the Bears? Do you know? Do you know off the top of your head how
negative
much? Negative what?
3.
4.
Oh, it was 4. Damn, I'm
Yeah,
paying off.
they were the worst defense in the whole league, dude. -4, Chicago. Ugh. Yeah, I was just asking you there, but yeah, man. Negative whatever, it doesn't matter. Is it
No,
negative?
yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
not
speaking
what
of
you want.
negative, I'll keep it going. The Browns, and everyone loved the Browns this matchup.
Yeah, they goose egg that one. Yeah, 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, dude. I read everywhere that Cleveland was just going to have a heck of a game, like the Saints did against Denver. So and we talked about Saints, right? You brought up New Orleans. Okay, cool. All right, and so yeah, man, yeah, I'm right there with you. I'll jump in there with Indianapolis's defense, man. That's a -3 points. Okay, so. Um, Before their bye week, they were the number one defense in fantasy football points in our league. So not exactly what you're expecting, no matter who you're playing against. But that'll happen whenever you go against Derrick Henry. Just yeesh, man,
He
that
has that
guy.
effect on people.
Golly, dude,
Well,
so great, so fun.
it's hard to tackle him in the back half of the year when your body is tired and his body is his body.
Oh, he's so fun to watch, dude. Like especially when you own him, he's just so fun to watch. Yeah. Um, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's the other one I would throw in there. 1 point. They got 1 point. And that was a defense that I know they're playing against Kansas City, but still, dude, that was supposed to be a tough defense who was supposed to be able to moot make Mahomes a moot point. But yeah, dude, 1 point. Not
Well,
exactly what you're looking for.
speaking of Tampa Bay, that just about wraps it up for the Blast and Blanks. Amigo, if you don't have any other segments you wanted to do today, I'd like to cover the spread if that's all right with you.
Yeah, do the spread, and then we'll move over to the waiver wire thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
conversations. Yeah, go
Let's
for it.
try to chop this up in about 10 minutes because
Spread that shit out.
yeah, that's what she said. So I want to apologize for all the listeners because I've officially died on a hill. Ironically, the Tyreek Hill. Because I said on every Kansas City game you take the over, and lo and behold, if you took the over on that game, you got screwed over because it was a low scoring game. I was not very accurate this week predicting the spreads. It looks like I'm going to be less than 50% correct, which is, I want to say, the first time that I've done that this year when I've actually checked to see the numbers. So I don't know if it's the first time I've done it, but it was alarmingly bad. And what was upsetting was I was so close. Like I really thought that the Chargers were going to come back and beat the Bills, and it looked like they were, and then they didn't. And I really thought the Panthers were going to come back and beat the Vikings because I called that, and they lost by 1 point. So there were a lot of things that I was really close to calling. So I don't feel bad for trusting my convictions. It's just any given Sunday.
Horseshoes and hand grenades, brother. You know what that
Exactly.
means? You know what that means?
I've heard you say that before. It means you're either throwing duds or kablooies, right?
Those are the only things that count when you get close, are horseshoes and hand grenades. Everything else doesn't count if you get close. Just
That's
horseshoes and
very
hand
true.
grenades. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna drive myself crazy trying to think of something else besides horseshoes and hand grenades.
Oh, dude, that thing's been around for decades, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, good. Yeah, so that's just age. But no, dude, you did really well. I thought like you said, dude, you get close. You're not gonna get everything right, but
The
when you
only
get close.
game I predicted everything right on
Hmm.
was the Tennessee Indy game and the
Oh yeah.
Miami New York Jets game. But who knows? I might get the. You know what? I'm gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
we never thought of a line for the Baltimore Pittsburgh game, so I'm gonna come up with an official over under
Oh,
right here live.
this is double or nothing right here. This is for it
Yeah,
all. This is
this
to
is for
save
it
your whole
all.
week. This is the explode. This is for to see if you know what you're talking about or not. This is it, dude. You only get
I
one shot. Your chance to flow. Your opportunity.
I am putting down a 38.5 over under because I think that the Steelers are going to do all the scoring. So that's my
um,
line, and I am taking the Steelers to win by at least 7.
nice, nice. Do we do a yeah, we did a shooting ceasefire on that already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, nice. Okay, yeah, you're right. We didn't do a line because they didn't know anything. You're
Mm-hmm.
100% right about that. All right, cool, man. Good job. Keep it up. Keep it up. The closer you get, the further it's going to get away from like you being wrong. You're gonna get it, dude.
Well, thanks,
So
brother. That's
so
all
let's
on my spread. You want to take the waiver wire, brother?
There you go, dude. There you go. The so we're about to go and talk about some waiver wire pickups, okay? But of course, before you can pick up any waiver wires, you got to drop people, right? So these are going to be some candidates, dude. That I'm going to ask you, all right, Connor, and you tell me if you what you do with them, if they're droppable or not, okay? All right, and keep in mind that we you and I've talked about the people on the waiver wire, so you kind of have an idea what we're going to be covering on the waiver. So keep those people in mind whenever I mention these people's name. Got it?
Got it.
Cool. All right. First one, Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah, he's droppable.
Okay. Yeah, dude.
Like I told you, man, it's shit stick.
yeah, should stick with that. Should stick with the running backs and any of the Indies tight ends. You talked about about Trey Burton earlier.
I
And
mean, yeah, he
so
only had 3 catches. That's the thing. So he got 57 yards and a touchdown, but still, it's like you don't like that. Um, I mean, honestly, I think he's a decent tight end too. I think some people are stuck and he's their best option. So I'd say hold.
you know what I don't like? I don't like watching Philip Rivers throw a ball. It just
I don't
feels
like
painful.
watching Philip Rivers.
God, dude, just like it's like, oh my gosh, yeah. So that's
I
why I
mean,
would discuss
personally,
against that.
I've never liked him. I don't like it when guys try not to curse. It seems very holier than thou to me.
Oh, dude,
So
that's freaking crazy.
I don't like his style of trash talk. If you're gonna trash talk, you gotta curse at people. It's the way it works.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
all right. Okay. Tyler Higbee,
he's droppable.
Gerald Everett,
Yep,
okay,
droppable.
Kalen Balaj,
Droppable.
Jared Goff,
Hold as a backup,
okay.
unless there's something
Uh,
better out there.
what would you say? What would you drop Jonnu Smith out? Like the ones you just talked about earlier.
Jared
Remember when we
Goff
were
or
talking?
Johnny Smith? Because you
No,
said
no,
Jared
no.
Goff.
I'm sorry, Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Who would you drop Jared Goff for?
Dude, I drop him for Baker Mayfield.
Wow. What about
Baltimore?
Baltimore?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, there you go. That was the line. Voldemort was the line. I found it. Okay, just right off the bat. Look at me. That's luck. But yeah, Jonnu Smith.
Hold, because of the advice you gave me.
Yes, 100%. But these are what people are thinking. All right, dude, we're getting into some kind of saucy ones here. A little saucy. Zeke.
I'm going to revert to my statement earlier. Drop him and hope that someone else gets sabotaged by it.
All right. Alvin Kamara.
No, hold.
Okay.
Actually, no. If any Alvin Kamara listeners drop him so I can pick him up.
Yeah. All right. And any the last ones is going to be kind of a pack. Any Denver wide receivers? Talking about Jerry Judy, Tim Patrick, KJ
Yeah, they're
Hamler.
all droppable. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So that was the anybody that I missed that you
Nope.
could think about, dude, that you might want to consider. No. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead. What we'll do is we'll move over to the waiver wire. We'll look at the waiver wire priority. And again, just I'm going to go and mention a name. You tell me high priority, medium priority, or low priority. And if you want to go ahead and give like a little statement about it, feel free. I'm sure everybody would love to hear it. But if not, we'll just move on. It's up to you. Uh, cool.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay, the first one, Tony Pollard.
Medium.
All right. Kiki QT.
Medium.
Gus Edwards.
Low. Main.
Wow. Okay. Because of the reasons we said earlier.
Yeah.
When you say low, I want to hear your reasons for low. Because because I mean that's a strong statement, So, but we just covered that. Wayne Gallman.
High.
Look at you, Devonta Booker.
That completely depends on the reports that we see on Jacob for the week. So right now, I'm low, and I think that Jacob is going to play, and this will be changing day to day based on the news.
Okay, so if Jacob is out,
high.
Jacob is in, then
low.
All right. Okay, Latavius Murray.
A confident medium.
Oh, that's a new one. I don't think I've heard that from you. Yeah, look at you changing it up, dude.
Right?
It's evolving as we're going along here. Now, confident medium. So that means all the other mediums are sheepish mediums.
Yes.
Okay. So Laviska Shenault.
I'm not gonna lie. The only piece of the Jags I want any part of. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I'm sorry. The Eagles just made a Hail Mary touchdown in garbage time. You saw that?
Yeah, but unfortunately, landed to Richard Rodgers is not Goddard.
Yeah,
he Goddard to 17, so he did.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. No, James Robinson is the only piece of the Jags I want.
Okay. All right. Jordan Akins.
Man, he one-handed that catch too.
Yeah, no, dude, I know,
so cool.
I know. That was a really good catch. Yeah,
I mean, that was a ballsy play.
Well, yeah. He's trying to go for his job, man. Because once Ertz comes back, that's the guy who's going to get off the field. It's not going to be Goddard.
What if they become the first team to run 3 tight end sets?
As long as Goddard's out there,
oh wait, no, the Ravens did that last year. Why don't the Eagles do that? Dumbasses.
All tight ends.
Follow the successful bird teams, you idiots. Next. I'm rabbit holing.
Yeah, Akins. Yeah, okay. So Jordan Akins.
Low. I know he did good, but RBBC.
Okay, Cole Beasley.
High, and here's why. Allen might not be able to move around as much, and he might be checking it down more.
Okay. Colt McCoy.
I'm not high on him. I am a UT fan for life, hook 'em horns, and Colt McCoy was my all-time favorite Longhorns quarterback. But I think really all Colt McCoy being on the Giants does is benefit Ingram and Gallman and Deion Lewis.
Okay, so don't pick him up.
Don't pick him up.
Jordan Reed.
Low. Main.
Okay. Yeah, you've already talked about why that there was. Yeah, the receptions. Russell Gage.
Medium.
Okay. Is that a confident medium or a sheepish medium?
No, it's a sheepish medium.
Okay. Curtis Samuel.
That's a sheepish high.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's only 64% owned for some reason. Yeah. Alexander Madison, even though that it does look like Dalvin Cook is not expected to miss any time.
Wait, Dalvin Cook is injured?
Yeah, he came up a little gimpy last game, dude. That's why he did so bad. Yeah.
Well, I'm probably a medium on Madison, but I'm monitoring the hell out of that situation now.
Oh, sheepish medium. Okay.
Yeah.
How about Gorlactus, Frank Gore?
Gorlactus.
Yeah.
The most metal running back name in the NFL.
Well, it's actually a playoff Galactus. Any Silver Surfer fans will know what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's he's the destroyer of fantasy. Like if he's on your team, he's going to destroy the other running backs' fantasy worth. So.
I'd say low.
Okay, all right. And even though he's going to be the primary guy for the Jets, I mean he's the guy.
The key word in that sentence is Jets.
Jets, gotcha. And the last one, Samarji Perine.
I don't even know who that is.
That's the backup for
Oh yeah, yeah,
Cincinnati.
yeah.
Cincinnati, yeah, and he's kind of getting more snaps. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay. All right. Low. Okay. Or no, just don't do it. Okay. Gotcha.
don't do it.
All right. Well, that concludes the blasts and blanks and also the waiver wire show. So hopefully that was helpful. I hope you guys were entertained. If you did, were entertained by two generational P-Feds bantering about what should they do, Connor.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, and let's go and thank our supporters of the show.
Shout
Sports.
out to Sports Host and High Volume Music Radio, both Houston based. Get
Got
on
it.
it,
Got it.
guys. Links below.
Yes, yes, yes. You'll be happy that you did. And remember, guys, that when you hit the like and subscribe, we're going to be doing another podcast on Friday or Saturday to go ahead and talk about all the Schuster Seats fires for the week coming up. So keep an eye out for that. And parting shots, Connor.
I just want to win a championship. And I'm trying to do all the necessary moves. You're about to
Yeah.
see the gut reach his final form for the season.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. So, and my parting shot is, have fun. Okay, just have fun, no matter what the outcome is. Have fun. I know that some platforms they have those consolation playoffs and stuff like that. Play those, man. If you have a chance to play, if your game is still going, play it like as if you're going to try to still go for the championship,
Yeah, I
man.
always play those, and I've won
Dude,
some of them.
yeah, I won the last one I did too. Because it's why not go out on a win? And I also I
Well,
think I
yeah,
ended.
and for some leagues like a Yahoo league, it improves your rating.
Yeah, I ended in platinum because of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, man. Make sure and just continue to play hard. Don't ever give up. But it did help me that my opponent gave up because I looks like I'm going to win this game, which I desperately need. So thank you very much, Gotham Rogues. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. On behalf of Connor, the Gut Marshal, and me, your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin, thank you so much for watching. We hope the best for your teams and the worst for your enemies. And remember, everyone, in fantasy football, as in life, don't dream it, be it. Good luck.
Goodbye.